Season 5 of Where Hawaii Eats is sponsored by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco, Hawaii, the Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Hawaii Cancer Care, Maui's Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows, Red Knot, Hawaii.
Welcome to Where Hawaii Eats. We're at the Kahala Hotel and Resort, and we're at the veranda. The veranda is known for live music, open air dining, but light fare. And one of the interesting things that they brought back is afternoon tea, available on Friday and now Saturday. And joining me is a curator of the teas that you can actually order here with your tea service, Byron Goo of the Tea Chest. Thank you so much for doing this. It's so amazing to actually sit down and talk story. I'm such a fan of your teas, and I've experienced many afternoon teas, and it's always Tea Chest Hawaii, Tea Chest Hawaii. So I said, I gotta sit down and talk to Byron. I gotta ask him, because the teas are not just Lipton tea bags. These are curated teas, local teas. There's so much intention. Can you tell me more about the teas that is offered here at the Kahala?
Well, thank you for having us. I think this is a great venue to start your conversation about intentional teas, because what we learned from our research in curating this menu is there's so much history involved with the Kahala. And as a local boy, I grew up a stone's throw away. I didn't know anything about it. So it was a real renaissance for me to rediscover the property.
So you've perfected tea. And what's interesting is that you shared with me, you spoke with Chuck Furui about this, and then you were actually going against coffees. And you talk about Kona coffee here, right? And then you curated this idea, this concept, because tea is also something that people love. I mean, there's iced tea, always on menus, there's plantation iced tea. But then now these hot teas with the afternoon tea menu, I really want to know more about the teas here offered.
Okay. Well, so one thing that we learned, right, in our research about the property is that they have a beautiful beach out here, and a couple different things happened on the beach itself. Kamehameha the First, in his campaign to unify the Hawaiian Islands, he landed his canoes on Kahala Beach.
Is
right
that
out
right?
front.
Wow.
Right, and began his campaign to conquer Oahu. I mean, there are so many stories. We put a Maui grown tea on the menu just because we wanted to salute Chef, because he's from Maui.
Executive Chef Jonathan Mizukami is originally from Maui, so you incorporated that into the menu. And that flavor, what flavor tea is that?
Well, that's not a flavor. It's what we call straight tea.
Straight tea.
It's coming straight from the farm. So you will taste nuances of season, and you will taste nuances of the environment. What I like about Maui Tea Farm, who grows the tea for us on Maui, they're at 4,100 foot elevation. And the view off of Haleakala is gorgeous, but the air is so clean and cold. And what tea needs to really grow depths of flavor is a cold season. Cold stresses the plant, so just like with grapes, the more cold you have, the more nutrients are stored in the plant, because the plant wants to survive. And it's those nutrients, those micronutrients, that's what creates flavor in tea. Like you said, right? Tea has been around a while. It could be Lipton. And I'm so glad, for instance, Kahala was willing to put local grown ingredients on the menu to serve. So, you asked me earlier off camera, when did we start our company and whatnot? My benchmark is we started in 1995, and it was the same year that Starbucks opened their first outlet in Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, no one wanted to talk tea, right? But what's really nice about today is we want to grow, our mission is to grow a tea industry in Hawaii that complements the world-class, world-famous Kona coffee industry, Ka'u coffee, Maui coffee, the coffee industry in Hawaii.
So when we come back, we're going to select some teas to try, and then we're going to also try the beautiful food that Chef Jonathan has made for us to accompany the tea.
It looks so good.
It's amazing. Oh my God. Welcome back. Now we're ready to start the tea service with these beautiful finger foods as well as some tea. We're actually the segue that was perfect that you had talked about with King Kamehameha on Kahala Beach over here. And then we chose ali'i, which is the tea for royalty, which is perfect. So Joey, he's one of the restaurant managers here. He is going to help us pour and show us the proper way to pour the tea.
Go ahead.
Hi,
You know,
Joey.
Anne, I love the fact that royalty has stayed here on the property.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons why we selected ali'i for the Kahala. There's so many tie-ins, as I mentioned. One thing that I really found interesting was that the cultures of our two companies tied in together, such as, sustainability, malama aina, those kinds of things. I really feel like Kahala, the property, has a sense of community. It wants its place in the community, not just to be standoff, outside of Waikiki, isolated. It wants to be a part.
They have a whole initiative, a sustainability angle. They do so much to give back, and it's amazing what they are able to do because of exactly where they're located. They benefit from local communities as well as visitors, and like you said, a lot of famous people, royalty exactly, have stayed here, which makes this place such a unique location. So the way that Joey had poured this, and I see that my tea was used in this glass teapot. Yours was served in the traditional way of how you would serve tea. What is the tea selection that you have?
Well, we have 12. We've selected 12 teas. And we have a very, world-class, all of the teas are world-class. We have a white tea called Silver Needles on the market. It's very hard to find. And what's neat about the Kahala is they wanted to do it right. And I don't know if you know this, but different teas brew at different temperatures. So, the things that are creating taste in the cup, tannins, polyphenols, catechins, antioxidants, have bitter notes. Caffeine have bitter notes. What balances it off is amino acids. And you could actually burn the amino acids off of the tea so that you have a very bitter, brisk tasting cup. The key is to balance it. And so,
What flavor did you choose?
I chose lilikoi cacao.
Lilikoi cacao.
Yes.
So that's sweet and a little bit of chocolate?
Well, chocolate. Without the chocolate.
Okay. So what should we eat to pair with the teas that we selected?
Well, I see a chocolate eclair there. So, so there's 3 courses in afternoon tea, right? There's breads, right?
So we should start with the scones.
Savory, and then there's patisserie, right?
Should we start with the scones?
Sure. Why don't we do
Okay.
that?
So we have.
I think that'll go well with your ali'i.
Okay. So there's beautiful. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Everything he makes is great. Like I can't go wrong. So these are. What are these scones? We have an orange cranberry scone, classic scone, and the coconut palmier. I believe that's.
Yeah.
Did I say
Try
that right, Chef? This one is what I'm going to try.
I'm going to try one of these scones. And then we also have some condiments here.
And those are all made in-house as well. This is great. Great pairing. Also with the tea service, you get these curated sugar. It's like this.
Lollipop.
What is this? Like the sugar lollipop.
Sugar stir, yeah.
Sugar stir that you can put in here and you stir. It's just amazing. Sugar rock candy, basically. And that's just a nice little touch of sweetness to this. But this is all made in-house. Everything that you see in here is made in-house. The sauces, the sandwiches, everything.
So a little bit about that farm. First of all, it's the highest grown elevation, the highest elevation grown tea in Hawaii. It's grown at 4,100 feet elevation on the slopes of Haleakala. beautiful, very pristine, clean air, light mists, you know, in the morning and evenings. But a nice cold spell. I don't know if you've been up to Haleakala, but a lot of the houses have fireplaces in
I
them,
can imagine.
right? So
So
it gets
this-
kind of brisk up there.
This is beautiful tea. I'm so glad I selected this. This is one of the, and you can only get this here.
You can only get this here.
So the Ali'i tea you can only get at the tea
There's
at
notes.
Veranda.
There's notes of black currant in there, honeysuckle, caramel.
It's
really
delicious.
nice.
I mean, this is the second time I've ordered this. I mean, it's royalty. Tea for royalty. So now your tea, and you paired that with the scone.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about that pairing.
Well, this is our lilikoi cacao. And one thing that really drew me in on the property is we had this malama aina, and we shared that similar value with the kahala. And for us, it's about leaving the place better than how we found it. For the kahala, they're very involved in the community and into sustainable agriculture. And how we make this lilikoi cacao, first of all, my inspiration was a passion fruit truffle. Okay, what we do is we take the cacao shells, which is, you know, there's the pod, the bean, cacao bean. The beans are roasted. The shell comes off, and the nib is what they make chocolate out of. And we're so blessed that we actually have local grown cacao now here in Hawaii. We're the only state, we're the northernmost point in which cacao grows on the earth. And so we take the shells, we work with Manoa Chocolate to get some of the byproduct that they have out of their production of chocolate. And instead of throwing it into the landfill, we repurposed it and added some chocolate notes to this tea. So you'll get lilikoi and you'll get chocolate together, and it's great. It's a great in the afternoon if you want to, you know, satisfy your sweet tooth, and even in the evening if you want to skip dessert. You know, you're too full for dessert, but you want something sweet. This is perfect.
The amazing thing about the tea service here is that there's a wonderful selection of different teas that you can order, and only available here. But the wonderful part is that now you're able to actually purchase it here at the Kahala because you're going to make retail products.
So, Anne, thank you very much for having us. This is actually an auspicious moment because this is literally the first time. This is the reveal.
This is the reveal of the retail teas that you're able to purchase here. You don't have to have the tea service. You can actually purchase.
I take a little bit of Hawaii and the Kahala back.
This is amazing. So the three flavors are lilikoi cacao, which you ordered, the kuipo.
Yeah, kuipo. We made this one for the guests who come here to get married.
Oh.
Very romantic. Kuipo in Hawaiian is sweetheart. And we know that there's a lot of weddings and festivities happening on the property.
Very much
so. This is your wedding tea, kuipo. And then going back to Kahala Beach, you know, one thing that really fascinated me was the tradition of having a hukilau right on Kahala Beach. And we saw old black and white pictures of literally people side by side, locals and visitors alike, standing, hooking the nets. And you know, for viewers who don't know, it's like a giant clam bake. It's a real opportunity for the community to gather, and they celebrated the bounty of the foods and blessings that they got from the ocean.
I love that. It's always like a gathering place here, and the names are intentional. Everything that they do here at the Kahala is very intentional, especially afternoon tea. It's a really good way for you to reconnect with family, friends, and just have that one-on-one time, enjoy delicious foods. If you're not a tea fan, you can order champagne by the glass. Cheers to you. Thank you, Byron. For more information, you can visit kahalahotelandresort.com. And for Tea Chest, how do we get more information?
Check us out on the web at teachest.com.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for having us.
Season 5 of Where Hawaii Eats is sponsored by the Honolulu Star Advertisers Dining Out, Cisco Hawaii, the Outrigger Hotels and Resorts, Hawaii Cancer Care, Maui's Royal Lahaina Resort and Bungalows, Red Knot, Hawaii.